If you are interested in joining Discord, that leads directly into the sponsor, the partners for these streams, PrimeXBT. Sign up to PrimeXBT to do your trading. I do a significant amount of my trading on PrimeXBT. If you use the link in the description, it's like PrimeXBT/TraderMain. The link's in the description of this video. And then you use code MAIN50 before you deposit. You get up to a 7% deposit bonus, up to a maximum of $7,000 for doing that. So if you sign up and you deposit, that really helps me out. Doesn't cost you guys anything. If you want to support me, that's the way to do it. Sign up to that link, deposit some money, start following my trades, start making some money, right? If you want to join the Discord, instructions to join are on my website, www.tradermain.com. It's a free Discord, so if you want to join, the instructions to join, they're very straightforward, step by step. They're all on that website, www.tradermain.com. So check that out. Shout out to Prime. Thank you so much. Let's get into the charts. So like I said, man, we've been absolutely crushing Bitcoin for the majority of the summer here, catching multiple longs, multiple shorts, each stair step up. We've been nailing, you know, as much as this is obviously super fun to trade, or super fun to be in, should I say, because basically everything is working here, right? Everything is working when everything is going up. The people who make the most money, honestly, in the bull run generally are people who maybe aren't necessarily practicing the best risk management, and they're just ultra fucking bullish, a la 3 Arrows Capital, absolutely running it the fuck up. However, when the dynamics of the market change, things start going down, things go sideways. People who maybe learned to trade, or at least were crushing it here, sometimes they give a lot of those gains back because the markets change. We went from trending to ranging, or we went from an uptrend to a downtrend. And as a trader, I can trade in, you know, all three of those environments: uptrend, downtrend, sideways market. However, personally, I do very, very well in a range-bound environment. It's why I really like trading Forex, because you often get these really high time frame range bound environments, and I'm very good at trading this type of price action, which is what we've seen here. I'm very good at this. I did well up here, right, getting out, because I'm good at this sideways. This was distribution, this might be accumulation, we don't know. But oftentimes during these really crazy uptrends, I'm almost too cautious and am not, pinning it probably as hard as some other people who may have outperformed me here, because they are just max long. It can only go up the entire way, where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna long this and I'm gonna target, here, and then when it pulls back, I'm gonna cut, and then I'm gonna relong, as opposed to the guy who's like, oh, this is going to infinity, they just long here and hold. Well, they might outperform me here, I'll probably outperform them here, here, and definitely outperform them here. So it all balances out. I mean, I know lots of people who they only want to trade this, and unless the market's doing this, they're sitting on their hands, right? And that's totally fine. But the people who get wrecked are generally the people who think they know how to trade this, when in reality everything's just going up. And then when the market does this, they're doing the same shit they were doing here, which is buying every dip, a la 3 Arrows Capital, and getting absolutely fucking destroyed on the way down. But I've been crushing this type of environment. I've been having a lot of fun doing it, and I'm glad some of y'all are making some money with me. So we made a bunch of money right before I went to Vegas. I told you guys, listen, I'm leaning neutral to bearish up here. I think everything's coming into resistance. I think stock market coming into resistance. I think we're gonna get a sharp retrace, and that's what happened. Really excited with how I performed. So what I'll do first here, I guess, is let's go over the 12-hour trade, which was here, the short. This was the setup, right? So technically, this is a bullish range because it's a low to a high, right? We're going up. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? When you're trading the range, what you really have here, right, is, okay, you have a low, a high, and then what are you looking for? You're looking for a retracement into the range to get long, expecting this uptrend to continue, right? You have a low, here's your new high, retracement into the range. You're looking for reasons to get long for continuation. Where does this retracement occur? 50% of the range, the OTE, the sweet spot. Maybe we run all the way to the range low, right? So if we're in an uptrend here, maybe it's shallow. Maybe it's just to the range high. Maybe the retracement runs a key low. Maybe we run the range low itself, but then get back in, right? These are all different ways that you can get in the trade, but the idea is when the trend is up, really it's just ranges that are stair-stepping their way up. That's all it is, right? Range, 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 range. So when you're in a bullish range, generally I'm looking for, if we get a move to the top, I'm looking to long the pullback because my expectation is the next move takes us to the top of the range or out. However, when price is topping, this is vice versa. If you're a bearish range and we're looking to get bullish, right? If we lose the market structure within that range, okay, well now maybe I have a clue that the range is actually going to be shifting to a bearish range, right? So now I'm looking to short, but it's not confirmed until it loses that market structure level, right? And that's what happened here. So this is a bullish range because we've been stair-stepping our way up, higher lows, higher highs. That's why I was not surprised so many people were bullish up here because we had higher lows and higher highs, right? However, this is our range that we were working with. We had very clear rejections at this area. Once we broke this, that's a higher high. So that's why I was like, okay, this could be a higher low here. So I wasn't shorting this, one part because I was in Vegas, but I was like, okay, these SFPs are making me question it. Ethereum was at 2K, right? We came into resistance. We're getting some bearish PA. However, I said, okay, this could just be a higher low and this pullback's going to be a higher low. So I didn't look to short until we broke market structure. Now we're in a downtrend. You have a high here. There was your low that generated the high. You now have a lower low. So that's why I looked to short this pullback, because even though this is a bullish range here, once we broke 12-hour market structure, coupled with the fact that we had these SFPs and this rejection here, I said, I think we're now going to be shifting from this to this. What happens before the trend shifts, right? You're in an uptrend. The first clue, sure, maybe we get back under this high, but the second clue is, okay, here's our market structure level. Boom. Why am I not looking to short now, right? You need to be. We just broke market structure. Here's clue 1. We made a higher high, got right back below it. Clue 2, we broke market structure. Boom. This could have pulled back further, but it didn't, right? So once we broke that 12-hour level, I posted on Twitter, I said 12-hour market structure broken. We basically retested the area, but if you zoom in, we also got an SFP here on the hourly right at the level. So right at the level, SFP, bearish market structure on the hourly, bearish order block, pullback. There's your up candle that broke market structure, pullback, puke. And this was the exact setup posted in advance on Twitter, on Discord, boom, 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 using all concepts that I've shared with you guys over and over and over and over again. Range trade, market structure, order blocks, swing failure patterns, over unders, all of these things I've talked about over and over and over again in streams. And this is just one example of them playing out. So that's how we caught this move down. I took profit as we came into this level here, and you can see we're consolidating here. So what am I looking for now? Effectively, I think we're due for a bit of a bounce. You look at the daily here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 huge red daily candle. This last one here, 6 red daily candles in a row, small bounce. So what I'm expecting, or at least I'm hoping, is now that we fill in some of this candle here, this fair value gap. That's what's acting as resistance right now, is this fair value gap. Fair value gap, just inefficient price action, one directional price action. This is only going down, so there's a gap there. You can see here, there was a gap, got filled. This is not a gap. There's wicks, right? This is a big candle, but this wick trades down into it. A gap is like this, when there's just that huge candle and there's literally zero upwards price action. So oftentimes you see these gaps. This is a gap between here and here. This is down only, and look what happens. It ends up getting filled. Almost all of it gets filled. So generally, you see sometimes these things get filled. So that's kind of what I'm banking on now. I'm thinking we get some of this gap here filled. That's what I've drawn on here. This is the 12-hour. So we have this gap, and then we have this order block here, and we have a new range. So just like we were trading in this upward range here, this low to this high, that was our uptrend range. We now have a downtrend range. Here's your swing high, lower high, higher high, lower high. 3 candle swing. There's your swing high, low, lower low, higher low, right? Swing low. This is a downward range. So what does that mean? I'm looking for a retracement into this range to sell for what I believe will be continuation of this trend. If you look at the daily, we've broken market structure majorly. Whatever one of these lines you wanted to use as daily market structure, I don't give a shit. We broke all of them. So to me, all of this stair stepping up for the weeks and weeks and weeks, everyone telling you the bull market is over or the bear market is over, blah, blah, blah. The Saudis are buying all that bullshit. Most of that move was wiped out in like 2 candles. To me, what does that say? When you see this staircase up, elevator down, that tells me that the bears are a lot stronger than the bulls, because it took all this time for price to move up here. And then as soon as we got to the area where the big players instantly, as soon as we got to 25K, every time we got to 25K, spot was just unloading. That tells me that there's way more sell interest in the market still. Not a lot of demand. That's what we saw. I think it's very weak. If this is the bounce that we muster here, that's extremely weak. But I'm personally hoping that we get a little bit more of a bounce. So this is the range I'm watching. I'm hoping we come up towards this breaker, fill in some of this gap, and I'm looking to short for the next leg down, because I do think that we get another leg down. I personally think that we're at the very least going to test some of these lows. Definitely going to take this out. We effectively have a double bottom here. That's not going to hold. I think we do something like this. Whether we make a new low from there, I don't know yet. I'm not trying to predict that, but I'm pretty sure we make a move up here and then a pullback. At least that's what I'm planning for. That's what I'm aiming for. So I'm watching something like this. I'm not doing anything right now. We are rejecting here. This looks like a decent rejection. However, the stock market is sold off pretty fucking hard. I'm hoping we get some relief across the board. Ethereum as well sold off really hard. So I'm hoping we get some relief across the board to then short. I'm looking for a bounce to short into. So if you're gonna ask me if I'm bullish or bearish, there's your fucking answer, right? So looking at the lower time frames here, I don't have a super clear plan in terms of how I want to get in. You could argue some low time frame SFP or something like that. I think ETH has a bit of a clearer picture to get long on. I'll go over that in a moment. But basically, I'm hoping for a bounce to 22.5 up to maybe 23. That's kind of the area I'm looking for. 22.5 to 23, so about a $500 range up here. And what am I looking for here? Bearish price action. So maybe we come up one of these, right? Maybe we do something like this. I don't know what it's gonna look like. We don't know. We'll see when we get there. Maybe we get a one of these where it makes a higher high and then it breaks down, and then you have short opportunity 1, or you wait for it to get below this low. Short opportunity 2. Maybe we get some sort of SFP, right? Maybe it puts in a high, right? SFP is that high, and then we look to short it back into the level and then lower. I don't know what it's going to look like, but all those setups I've taught you guys, the over-unders, the SFPs, that's the kind of shit I'm going to be looking for to happen up here. The exact same shit that happened here on the hourly. So if you go to the hourly here, right? I said, I'm looking to short a move up into here. The mid-range was here. We came up to it. Okay. SFP, break in market structure, bearish order block that caused the break in market structure. There's your pullback. Multiple types of setups here, right? Little trend line setup, break the trend line, retest, confluent with an order block. However you wanted to get in. Maybe you went here and you said, okay, the hourly put in an SFP. Maybe you zoom in even more to the 15-minute and you say, okay, look, the 15-minute, there's your hourly SFP. Well, here's a breaker on the 15-minute. Clear bearish market structure on the 15-minute. Pullback into what? The up candle that caused the down move that broke market structure. You even have inducement here. It failed to tag the order block here, came up, ran all those highs into the order block, then sold off. Look how tight your risk is there. Or even looser your risk is there. It's still super tight. So this type of PA that I'm breaking down here, bearish PA at an area of resistance, right? That's the same shit that I'm going to be looking for up here. Bearish PA at an area of resistance. Okay. All right, let's do Ethereum. What's funny is you literally could have just written, okay, what's the big figure here from this low? What's the most obvious large round number you think of after 20K on Bitcoin to the upside? 25. So you literally could have said, okay, 25K psychological level. Look at that. 2K Ethereum, right? What would be the big figures on Ethereum? 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Look at just having those 3 levels there. That's your bottom, mid-range, range high. That's not using any previous SR. That's just psychological levels. And that could have given you the top on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Ethereum, I said 2,000, I thought was going to be an area of resistance. We had the dollar coming into support, Bitcoin coming into 25K, coming into some resistance. resistance, and we had the stock market coming into some resistance. So all of those things combined with the fact that Ethereum BTC went on a crazy fucking rally here, monstrous rally. The month closes in 9 days. What happens if FBTC closes as a monthly swing failure pattern? Do you think we nuke all the way back out of this range? Do you think we get bullish and we go above here? I don't know yet, but something to watch for sure. But what we do know, so Ethereum was outperforming Bitcoin basically since the start of June. It's been outperforming Bitcoin. So Ethereum, as you can imagine, rallied much harder off the bottom than Bitcoin did, over 100%. We came into resistance. I had resistance leveled as 2K. We also had these swing highs over here, get run, into this bearish order block. So you have your bearish order block here, resistance. You have swing highs sitting just below the order block. 1, 2, 3. ICT calls this inducement, I believe, if I remember correctly, which is effectively you have like a supply zone or an order block, right? And you're expecting price to sell into it. It does one of these. What is this? Bunch of people shorted here. Stops are above here. Ram those people out. Then the real move occurs. So to me, this is just liquidity here. SFP of all of these highs. You have an SFP of literally all of these, right? These two SFP'd, and you have the SFP very close to price, proximity, and it rejecting 2K into resistance, Bitcoin going into resistance. What do as the trader? You zoom in. Is there a short setup anywhere here that you think is reasonable? I think there's a bunch. Obviously, at the very tippity top, your 12-hour SFP, there's an hourly SFP right there, right? There's a breaker right here. There's legit just bearish market structure, right? Bearish market structure. Bearish order block. Another breaker right here. Down candle caused an up move that took out highs. Broke back below. You also have this, in my opinion, which was kind of the obvious sell, in my opinion, was this one. We effectively have like a head and shoulders here, an over under. Break the level, retest, bearish order block that broke market structure, up candle for a down move that broke market structure. So there's several ways you could have gotten involved in Ethereum here. On the H4, on the H1, even on the 12-hour itself. If you're not taking any of the SFPs, how about this? That's a 12-hour breaker. Down candle before an up move that took out a high. We broke back below. Bearish retest. Same setup as Bitcoin here. Here's your 12-hour market structure. There's your market structure break. Here's your pullback. This is the exact same setup that I posted on Bitcoin at 23K. Here's your 12-hour market structure. Here's that area zoomed in. Trendline traders. This is a super common trendline setup, right? Where did it occur? Key SR. This is a 12-hour market structure break that just occurred here. You're looking for reasons to short. You could argue alone, okay, 12-hour market structure break is this level. Here's your bear flag. Maybe you didn't enter up here. But once it had this close through, breaking market structure, absolutely on this one, why are you not just shorting? Your risk is top of the bear flag. Even entering way down here, once this candle closes, even a conservative trade, like let's say you were just targeting 1700. This is a super late entry after a clear breakdown at SR, very loose stop above the highs. That's 2R just to 1700. Maybe you got in tighter because you got in here. Maybe once this happened, you said, okay, I'm comfortable putting my stop above the candle that broke market structure. There's so many different ways you could have entered here, but what I'm trying to show you is we're well off the high here. But what you know for sure is when we're trading below here, the 12-hour is bearish. All up here, you're getting in based on the high time frame. You're still getting in early because the 12-hour never lost market structure yet. It did here. Once this closed, now the 12-hour is bearish. It's the exact same logic as Bitcoin here. You could have shorted up here saying, oh, this was for sure distribution. But once the 12-hour lost market structure, you absolutely need to be looking to short here because now you have high time frame confirmation. So that low time frame bearish setup has a high probability of working. A low time frame bearish setup here has less probability of working because technically the high time frame was still bullish. But what shifts first? Before you get this break in market structure on the H12 and then this big move, the hourly chart is already in a downtrend. The 4-hour chart is already in a downtrend. So the low time frame shifts first. That being said, if we're in an uptrend, the hourly here could be in a downtrend. But if it defends the daily market structure, all you're doing was playing counter trend because the high time frame trend was still up. Here, the high time frame trend was up. Now it's bearish. Now, if your low time frame triggers are in line with that high time frame, order flow, probability of you being right, much fucking higher. What do I think's next for Ethereum? So this is playing out right now. We're going down on Ethereum, right? For sure going down. Here's our range. I'm hoping we get a little bit of relief. Similar to Bitcoin, we have a breaker here. I'm hoping we get a move at least up to here to short. Where is here? This is like 1690 up to like 1720. That's what I'm looking for. I zoomed in on the hourly because the hourly on Ethereum just looked a little clearer for me. Once we put in this higher low, I said, okay, this looks like a higher low. I said, if we can get above here, I think that might be the juice that we need. I posted this on Twitter when we were here. So look what's happening right now. We broke above the level. We're now retesting it. I could literally long Ethereum right now, you know, right here. Like this is basically the setup that I'm looking for. Probably put my stop at least here. You could put it here, but something like this would be the setup. Maybe we get one more push in. So I'm not going to enter quite yet. We're retesting the area, but I'm hoping maybe we get a little bit deeper in here and then go. But the setup is live according to how I drew it. You could be long right now. Target 1690 to 1700. Longing this flip, which is what I drew out earlier. But again, same as Bitcoin. I'm thinking it's like this. Maybe higher, but ultimately lower after. Stocks, very simple, right? I just pulled the fib. I said, okay, we're coming up into resistance. Most pullbacks in the bear market, right? Most pullbacks, just like on Bitcoin, they respect that fib. There's your bear market rally. Where'd the rally stop? Right in that sweet spot. Another bear market rally here, right? Where did it stop? Right in that sweet spot. So this is true for Bitcoin as well. It does the same shit as stocks. Bear market rally, where does it stop? Right in the sweet spot. I said, okay, looking at this move here, we're 20% off the lows in basically a straight line. The dollar's coming into support. Other risk assets like crypto coming into resistance. We ran some highs here, filled in a large part of this down move, filled in some of this fair value gap right here while running highs. Here's your fair value gap right here to here. Filled in some of that, came into the sweet spot. I said, I reckon that the top of this move forms pretty soon. I posted that we were at 4306. Down only since then. We are coming into our first little area of support here, right here. So let's see how price reacts around here. This is this consolidation before this last pop. So how would you get in? Let's assume you missed this move. How do I think you get involved? Two ways. We either pump back up from here. So we pump from this consolidation here and go something like this. Or if we don't pump from here and we just break down, shorting the underside of this consolidation, my next target would be 34,000 to like 3920, which is here, this down move that led to that leg. Never got retested here. So that's the next area that I'm looking for on stocks. So again, I'll draw this out real quick here. Two setups. One, we get a bounce. This would be confluent with Bitcoin bouncing to 22.5 to 23. Ethereum bouncing towards 1700. And then the move down, or everything just rolls over from here and is super weak, shorting that kind of a move. And that's the next target. Looking at the dollar, this is literally a multi-year range. This is a range from 2016. We confidently broke to the upside. We actually retested this order block on this candle. It doesn't look like much, but when you zoom in, that's your retest right there. And I posted this chart on Twitter without the header. I said, what are you doing if this is an altcoin? And it's the monthly chart. Everyone's like, I'm buying. It's going to go gangbusters. Well, that chart was the dollar. And if you think the dollar is about to go gangbusters because I removed your bias by not telling you what it was, then to me, there's no bottom in risk assets yet. This looks like the next draw for the dollar. 115 to 120. This is high, super high time frame. But if it trades up to here, the bottom is not in on Bitcoin or on stocks, in my opinion, until the top is in here and the bottom is in here. Like if you looking at this chart and you're like, okay, nice rally, but that looks pretty ugly right now. If you're like, I think this trades, like me personally, right? I think we trade back into here, take out this low for sure, right? So maybe it's, right, I don't know. Maybe it's just straight down from here. I don't know. But let's assume that we at least come down to this area. If you think that's the case for stocks, the bottom is not in on Bitcoin. You doubted the neck? The fuck is that? Hold on, let me get a sip of my milk here. Arts and crafts with Trader Maine. Stash is fucking hideous. TikTok has tons of alpha on it. Follow me on there, you fucking idiots. Milk is the key to success. That was a whole lot of educating. No one is paying me to read those fucking things, right? So I read them when I want to read them. So if I missed you, just ping it, okay? Do not ping it. I don't want to reread your dumb shit. Fuck you. I don't even know what this is, but a lot of sauce in this stream. It's like I've been doing semen retention, except for it's sauce retention. And now I'm just fucking busting all that retained sauce all over your fucking faces. It was just unloading. Yeah, milk, bro. You need some milk, my man. Crypto is literally retarded. But he has multiple supercars and a mansion on the beach in Dubai. So maybe I'm the retard. Milk is delicious and nutritious. The lip duster is fucking hideous. I actually love chocolate milk as well. I think this was a very, very sauce-filled episode. That sauce retention, it works. Let that sauce build up inside my testes. Boom. All over your face. Just planting the seed in there. That milk is good. What the fuck? This dude drinks milk. Yeah, you guys should drink more milk. Bro, just do TA on F, please. Bro, shut up. I'll do what I want. Come on, bro. Just do TA on F. Go fuck yourself. How's that for TA on Ethereum? Here, I'll do the TA. You ready? I'm thinking it does something like... F you. I'll add a G in front of it. Go fuck yourself, okay? How's that for TA? Is it good? Jesus Christ. Almond milk. What's wrong with you guys? Do I look like a vegan? That fucking sauce bukkake all over your goddamn face. You need some milk, my man.